Hello and welcome to Empire of War Games. My name is ePlash and this is the third video in my Start Collecting Box series. In this video we will go over 2 of the 4 Demon Start Collecting boxes and analyze if they are worth their money and if you really need to buy them before they get replaced by a Combat Patrol box. Stay tuned. Okay, before we go into every demon box separately, we need to discuss the unique situation demons are in. As you know, Chaos Demons are one faction in Warhammer 40k and they can be played with the main focus on one Chaos God, or be played as a mix of all 4. As it stands, there is a Start Collecting box for every Chaos God separately, so I will assume that the same will happen with their Combat Patrol boxes. Should they only receive a singular mixed Combat Patrol box, that would be a downer for sure. I'm curious to hear your predictions when it comes to the Demon Start Collectings being replaced. Will there only be one Combat Patrol box, a mixed one, or will there be one for each Chaos God separately? Maybe you have other ideas. Let me know in the comments below. Either way, I will just assume for the sake of this video that they will be replaced one for one and that you won't have to panic buy these Start Collecting boxes just so you can play mono Khorne without it being massively expensive and you having to dish out a lot of money for separate single boxes. Alright, we are starting with Khorne. The box costs £55, 70 euro or $90 and it saves you approximately 30%, which is not great, but a big plus for this box is that it actually makes sense to buy this multiple times if you're going mono Khorne. This applies to all of the Start Collecting boxes for Chaos Demons, but some more than others. Furthermore, there is no box offering 3 Blood Crushers. These lads cost £60 for 6 of them, which is very steep, so you might want to consider this box solely to not get poor because of some Blood Crushers. This box also offers a little bit of customization. The blood letters can include a banner of blood, a demonic icon and an instrument, and the same applies to the Blood Crushers. And you can build the last big model as a Blood Throne, which would be your HQ option, or as a Skull Cannon, which would be a heavy support option with firepower. If this is your only Khorne related purchase for the foreseeable future because you have a assemble, paint and finish a box approach before you buy the next one, I would advise you to build the Blood Throne instead of the Skull Cannon just to have an HQ option. Obviously, you can also plan ahead if you prefer the Skull Cannon and plan in a Bloodmaster after you finished painting all of the contents in the box. As for some numbers, this box in its default loadout is approximately 315 points if you go with the HQ choice, the Blood Throne, or 290 points if you go with the Skull Cannon, the heavy support choice. The options are a little lower than they would have been due to a recent points drop for Blood Crushers in the January 2021 FAQ. Demons are generally very cheap and you'll have a lot of models on the table no matter the points you're playing. More on that in my 500 points upgrade recommendation. I'll say that the Khorne Demon box is very little points wise and offers very little when it comes to savings. I hope that the Combat Patrol box will offer more in terms of savings for Khorne. When it comes to the raw power or competitiveness of mono Khorne Demons, I'd say that they are slightly the weakest of the 4, by quite a bit. What Khorne excels at is very strong and hard-hitting units, which is not 100% the case if you look at the numbers. Yes, on the turn they charge, you have 2 attacks per blood letter and 1 additional point of strength, making their attack strength 5, AP minus 3, damage 1. With the upside that if you roll 6s on your wounds, the damage is increased to 2. You also get rewarded for including 20 or more in one unit since you get to hit on 2s. The problem with Khorne units is getting them where they need to be without dying. They have toughness 3 with a 5+ invulnerable save and no other defensive mechanic. They will die to a stiff breeze. Furthermore, they only hit that hard on the turn they have charged, where they have been charged or they heroically intervened. And you need to keep in mind that you have to keep their squad count above 20 or on 20, which is rather difficult because of their lack of defensive mechanics compared to all the other demon factions or demon sub-factions. In case you are new to demons, and just to reiterate, Nurgle Daemons have a higher toughness and disgustingly resilient, which basically means they ignore wounds on a 5 up, it's a Phenol Pain. Siege Demons have a +1 on their invulnerable save, so they have a 4+ invulnerable save, which is pretty good as a defensive mechanic. And Slaanesh Demons aren't that obvious, but once you're in melee, you're always attacking first. And that's a defensive mechanic in and out of itself, because you will be able to kill things before, you know, your opponent gets to kill your demons. And Khorne has none of that, so yeah. Alright, what you're looking at on the screen right now is some math I did just to, you know, simply demonstrate the deadliness of bloodletters. Under ideal conditions, which are 30 bloodletters, and they have charged and they have all their buffs applied, just no, you know, HQ buffs, they are able to kill an average of 16 intercessors, which is quite a lot. That's way more than they are worth points-wise, or close to. While a regular and more realistic option are 10 bloodletters with no charge or similar buffs to them, and then suddenly they kill like one intercessor on average with a somewhat high probability to kill a second one, which is still fine, but nothing crazy or nothing to write home about. Okay, let's upgrade this box to 500 points in two different ways. The first list is basically to start collectings. You won't be able to squeeze all the blood crushers in there because they're somewhat expensive, but the list all in all is still pretty solid and can deal with pretty much anything your opponent could throw at you. This is also the cheapest way to get to 500 points since, you know, 2-star collectings, and even if it's only 30% savings, it's still the cheapest way. The other option is not very cost effective when it comes to points per dollar, but I highly prefer cheaper HQs. And the Blood Throne is 115 points. So, this list offers some variety amongst the Khorne models and is very versatile with some Psycho defense in with the Fleshhounds. This list requires a start collecting, a Bloodmaster, and an additional Bloodletters kit, and a box of Fleshhounds. And it pretty much covers you against most of the things. Okay, then we're moving to Nurgle and the Nurgle start collecting. It costs the same as the Khorne start collecting and as any demon start collecting. £55, 70 euros, and $90. And you get 1 Poxbringer, 3 Nurglings, 10 Plague Bearers, and 3 Plague Drones. As you can see, this accumulates to 336 points, which is slightly better than the Khorne box, but not by much. But the savings here are really good. If I didn't miscalculate, because it seems really high, it's 42%, which seems way above average. So when it comes to points and money saved, this box is better than the Khorne box in every regard. Similar to the Khorne box, this box offers similar customization for its troops, the Plague Bearers and the Plague Drones. You can give them an icon, an Instrument of Chaos, or a banner. The Nurglings have no other loadout options. There are no big loadout options here akin to the Blood Throne or the Skull Cannon options, so the box is relatively straightforward. Nurgle Demons are extremely durable, especially if you play Plague Bearers in groups of 30. Buying this box multiple times might not be the best idea though, because even though the Poxbringer is a non-named HQ model, I honestly don't think you need 2 of them. But then again, savings are so insane that buying this box twice just gives you this model for free and then some. Also, when it comes to competitiveness, Nurgle Demons are amongst the better demons. Honestly, all of them are very strong. Khorne is the only one lagging behind a little bit, while Slaanesh is very strong with very specific builds. I will offer 2 500 points lists again, one if you buy 2-star collectings and one with some separate kits. The 2-star collectings are way more than 500 points combined, so I included 20 Plague Bearers because that makes them even more durable, at least until one of them dies. And Nurglings are very strong, even despite their points hike in the latest January 2021 FAQ. And their drones are just really cool models with lots of attacks. As is common with Nurgle, you will be very durable but lack damage output. Rerolling lots of wound rolls for essentially free is pretty good, but 99% of your weapons have no AP at all, so you will need tons of attacks to kill things. The second list is very basic and improves the Plague Bearer strategy by just taking 28 of them to make them hold an objective forever. So you'll need 2 additional separate Plague Bearer kits, and this keeps their -1 to hit buff up for a little while longer. and making the pure massive attacks kill most infantry in 2 goes. And that's already it. This box is a good bit better than the Khorne box, if I may say so personally. More points, more money saved, and a cheap HQ model, which I highly prefer over the 150 point Blood Throne. This is a great start for Nurgle Daemons, and honestly, if you go mixed, this might be a good start as well. And that's the video. I had to split the demons up because I have to talk about the possibility of a mixed demon combat patrol box and how I'd approach mixed demons, so expect the Slanesh and Siege and the mixed demons video to go up in the not so far future. Thanks for watching, consider subscribing and liking, as well as joining the Discord server or following on Twitter. Everything you need to do and can do to support is down in the description below. I see you in the next video, bye bye.